Hey y'all, it's me again, and I am tired. Yeah, I put a ton of my energy into my mid-year videos this month, and as a result, didn't quite get to a lot of the new music I wanted to. So this is gonna be a short one. With everything I've been putting out and am working on putting out, I think I deserve to go a little easy on myself. But in any case, let's just jump right in with another selection of tracks and singles from June 2024. Again, I do try to ease back on the legacy acts in this series, but y'all, I don't know what to tell you. When music's good, it's good, and this is damn good. Frogs is the second single released from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds in 2024, leading into their newest album coming later this year, and unsurprising to me at least, this is magnificent. Through sweeping chords, twinkling keys, and Cave's operatic singing, we get this picture painted of a vast environment of rebirth, a move away from our pre-existing tensions into something larger, looser, and free. Listening to this, it's difficult for me not to think of David Bowie, particularly in the similarly sonically dense work he made for Black Star. And much like Bowie, Cave and the Bad Seeds' performances aim outside of the limitations of the physical mind and body, with the dimensions of displayed emotion carrying an even larger, all-encompassing spiritual significance at its core. I will say, for now at least, that I do slightly prefer Wild God, the first single of this album rollout, over this one, but only slightly. As with most things, this has a hell of a lot of potential to grow on me. Time will only tell on that front.
Give me a kiss.
So, Genesis is the first official single released from RAYE since her stellar album from last year, My 21st Century Blues, and it once again proves to be yet another unique, exciting release from RAYE. Her voice is consistently such a welcome presence, brimming with all the confidence of a pop star, yet imbued with that unmistakable rawness that really brings that additional weight to her performances, which is a tremendous help to these lines as she ruminates on the darkest corners of her mind, and the world as a whole. This is certainly no new territory for the singer, and yeah, there are a handful of moments here that remind me quite a bit of escapism, namely in the deeply personal display of her anxiety as a moody jazz chords and rhythms play underneath. And the ending to this is, well, it's something. I dare not even begin to spoil this if you've never listened to this track in full, but it's quite the ambitious turn in style, and no less of an agreeable message at its center as well. I don't think the track as an entity coheres as well as it probably could have, but I also don't care that much. Would much rather have artists taking huge swings than play it safe, and I'd say that RAYE does exactly that here. If nothing else, it's fascinating for sure. So, if any of you watch my subscriber specials, you might remember a little tune called Happy Song. You know, this one. Anyway, the artist behind the song has made a name for himself with this melding of glitchy, wildly industrial walls of sound that implement Vocaloid technology within the construction of these walls. This is his new song, and, well, I'm mildly tempted to just repeat a lot about what I said about Happy Song, because, yeah, it's a signature style that remains pretty stable here. It's loud, rough, noisy, certainly overstimulating. And also within the giant folds of violence, we get some pretty neat melodic interplay with dramatic singing playing over what I could only describe as carnival noises, and the occasional moment of softness strewn into the chaos. But if there's one thing that I can say about this that I can't really say about Happy Song, it's that it's incredibly scary. As every second passes, the environment only grows more and more twisted. Phantom voices peer around the corners, inexplicable noises invade the frame, and as this progresses, we're pulled deeper and deeper into the metaphysical hellscape that the artist has constructed, with the melodic elements also growing more and more abstract as they go. This continues until that very final minute, which is, God, just chills me to the bone every time. I can't even explain it. Maybe just check it out yourself. It'll definitely be one of the wildest things you listen to lately. I can guarantee it. Now Now for something a little different. We've lately seen a number of artists who, quite suddenly, have come out of hiding after a number of years with some surprising new music. And with that said, here's the story of the month for me. Iconic twee pop duo the Softies have returned, announcing their first new album in 24 years, as well as a new single to accompany this announcement. I'll admit that I was but a minor fan in college and haven't really so much as thought about them ever since. But then I'll also admit that I Said What I Said has inspired me to really keep my eye on these musicians. It's definitely in typical Softies style, with their stripped back tone and beautiful vocals that feel like they haven't aged a day. What's even more impressive to me though is how even the production seems to follow suit. I'm so used to older artists returning to their scenes with cleaner edges and polished arrangements, but nope, not here. If you told me this was originally a track from 2006, I might have believed you. Nonetheless, while I do wish there was a bit more meat on the bones of this track in particular, it is still a wonderful comeback from these ladies, and I am more than a little excited for this upcoming record. That much is certain. Closing off this month with an artist some of y'all may have heard of. Now, I've tried again and again to get into Xiu Xiu through the years, and the returns have been a mixed bag. Songs and albums I love, others I despised, still others that land somewhere in the middle. Yeah, they're a tough nut to crack. But still, I'm always trying because I do see that there's consistently a kernel of intrigue lying within their work, and it's mostly just a matter of how well the ideas work for me personally. Which is all to say that Common Loon ended up being quite the win. Wow, Liz likes the song with the fuzzy melodic guitars? Who would have thought? But that's the thing. There's structure, a sense of latchable groove, and the strange, surreal, slightly discomforting edge they bring to their tunes. Jamie Stewart's whispering vocal delivery is often a setback for me, but it's nicely balanced out by the layers of everything going on around it, so that's pretty neat. It's a cool tidal wave of head-nodding energy, and apparently one with an underlying message of queer and perverse self-expression, which is always a plus in my book. I'd say to not expect this to end up in any of my year-end lists, but, well, crazier things have happened. I'll just leave it off at that. Song's cool in any case. Check it out. And that's gonna be it for this month. As always, I'd love to hear any thoughts about any music you found in June, and don't forget to check out my other videos I've put out. As always, take care, and I'll see you next time.